Breakups. They're the worst. In this video, I'm going to teach you some healthy ways to get over a breakup. I'm also going to give you some strategies to help your friends. I'm Miss Bailey, I'm a guidance counselor, and today I'm going to help you through your breakup. I think it's important to know what's actually happening in your brain during a breakup. Studies have proven that breakups not only inflict actual physical pain, but they also put you through a chemical withdrawal akin to a drug withdrawal. See, there are intense chemicals in your brain that are heightened during a romantic relationship. That's why it feels so good to be in a romantic relationship. We're going to focus on a few brain chemicals that decrease when you break up with somebody and that we need to increase in order to get over a breakup. Dopamine, which is your reward chemical, oxytocin, which is your love chemical, and endorphins, which decrease pain. We're also going to look at serotonin a little bit later, which is kind of a mood stabilizer. So what happened in your relationship doesn't actually matter. I mean, it does to you. But as far as experiencing the breakup, it's mostly your brain just tricking you. Everybody experiences grief and withdrawal. You're probably going to face decreased critical thinking and heightened stress, which is going to affect your schoolwork, your work, your relationships, everything. This is due to the decrease of dopamine and oxytocin in your brain and the steady release of the stress hormone cortisol. This is the fight or flight hormone. So the point is, a breakup makes us depressed and stressed because of the absence or presence of chemicals in our brain, not necessarily because of what actually happened to cause the breakup. Because a breakup engages the same neural circuitry as getting over a drug addiction, that's why you experience literal cravings for your ex's presence. This leads to quote-unquote crazy behaviors like social media stalking, or wanting to talk about your ex literally all the time, or obsessing over what they're doing or where they are. Now, a lack of dopamine will produce a lack of motivation, a lack of focus, and sometimes impulse control issues. High cortisol could produce rage or panic, lethargy, and fatigue, and it even produces weight loss or weight gain. So these are all things to be aware of, and they don't sound great, and a breakup isn't great, so it's really important to know what different coping strategies you can use to decrease these effects. Now, there are two main coping strategies I've seen and that have been studied. It's the long emotional breakup and the quick getting over it. Now, one of these is way more beneficial than the other, and it's not the one you think. It's actually the long, drawn-out emotional breakup that's more beneficial and helps you to get over it more fully in the long run. This is a very recent study where people, mostly men, who get over a breakup quickly and move on into a rebound relationship or try to replace chemicals with unhealthy habits, like especially alcohol, tend to hold on to a relationship years and years after they break up. Whereas, stereotypically, and mostly women in this study who were emotional and cried a lot and took a really long time to get over the breakup and displayed perhaps obsessive behaviors like social media stalking, actually took the time to process and get over the breakup in that longer time, and then were able to fully get over the breakup within a year. Now, neither of these is optimal, but it's important to know that taking longer to get over a breakup is actually healthier than cutting everything off and not processing. Now, because our urge is to either obsess and get the high back with the person we just broke up with, or to replace the high quickly with something else, the healthy behaviors kind of mimic that in a way. You are kind of tricking your brain into trying to feel normal again because your brain's trying to trick you into getting that high back. So take that, brain. I'm going to give you some ways to increase your dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphins so that you can get over your breakup in a healthy way. 1, eat the right foods. Stereotypically, we eat ice cream and chocolate to get over a breakup, or, like I said before, unhealthily, other substances. So high protein foods are actually going to help you stabilize your body and brain. 2, exercise. A mom once told me that the best revenge for a breakup is to look good and feel good. Now, she probably wasn't thinking scientifically, but actually exercise is going to help you release endorphins and increase serotonin. Go for a jog or a run, go for a yoga class, play a team sport. This will all actually be beneficial for your brain chemicals. 3, start a project you've always wanted to do. So whether it's writing a novel or starting a pickup ball hockey league, starting a project and then setting small goals within it will help you increase dopamine levels, make you more productive, help you to focus on something else that you like, and stabilize your mood. 4, reflect on your breakup. Now, I want to make the distinction between venting or obsessing and reflecting. Reflecting means you're actually looking at the highs and lows of your relationship and analyzing them and figuring out how you could improve in the future. 5, hang out with your friends. They like you. Talk with them about your breakup. laugh with them and have fun. Let them cheer you up. 6, go somewhere without your phone. While you can have physical distance from your ex quite easily, it's really hard to have emotional or social distance from them thanks to these things here. You can avoid compulsive social media stalking or looking at your texts every 2 seconds by going out into the wilderness or taking a yoga class or going to the movies or doing something else you enjoy where you can't have your phone with you. This will also help your brain produce the habit to not compulsively want to look at those things. When the craving is not available to you, it's harder to indulge. 7, talk to a guidance counselor because you're not crazy, you're normal. You're not overthinking, your brain is just trying to get back the thing that it lost. Someone like a guidance counselor or an adult that's a good listener will help you to process those things. So if you're not the one going through a breakup, but you want to know how to help your friends, I'm going to give you a few quick tips to do that. First, help them to reflect and not just vent, and a way to do that is by asking them good questions or redirecting them if they get onto a bad path when they're talking. Exercise with them, invite them to exercise, laugh with them, watch a funny movie, have a friend date, help them to release oxytocin in a platonic way. People who have just experienced a breakup need active human connections who care about them, who can help them to reflect and experience joy. Finally, it often takes about 6 months to get over a breakup, which seems like a really long time, but work towards that goal using healthy practices to get over it, and trust me, you will, even though breakups suck. So thanks for watching. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, comment below or talk to your guidance counselor. Next week, we're going to talk about really great things you can do in the summer to help your resume, your career, and your life.